Chapter 11.6, adding and subtracting rational expressions with like denominators. That's the key here. We can only do this process with like denominators. And so how do we do this? Well, if we have these two rational expressions where we have n minus 3 over 5n plus 3 over 5n, you could see both the terms have the same denominator of 5n. We know, or we should know, that fractions that have the same denominator, we can combine the two. So we can combine these two into n minus 3 plus 3 over 5n, right? So this also works for regular fractions, right? If we have 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4, we can combine those two, right? The numerators, we could say 2 plus 1 over 4. And it's 3 over 4. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. From here, we're going to simplify the numerator, and we have a combining like terms. We have negative 3 and positive 3. They cancel out. That gives us n over 5n. From here, we have a factor of n in the numerator and a factor of n in the denominator, so we can cancel those out, and our answer is 1 over 5. Right. So I could say 1 over 5. It's the simplified version of these two rational expressions. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. Again, we have two denominators that are the same, so what can we do? We can go ahead and combine the numerators. So we do x plus 2 plus 3x minus 2 over x. Now we're going to go ahead and combine our like terms in the numerator. So we have an x and a 3x, so that becomes 4x. And then a 2 minus 2, that zeroes out. And we have x in the denominator. So now we look at our factors, and so we have a factor of x and a factor of x in the denominator, so we can cancel those two out. And so this rational expression here is simplified down to 4. Okay. We'll do this next one here. So it's equals x plus 3x plus 1 over x squared minus 9. So we'll combine like terms in the numerator, so that becomes 4x plus 1 over x squared minus 9. Right. So what can we do now? Well, we can factor the denominator, but if we factor the denominator, I don't think we're going to get any common factors, but let's go ahead and do it. So let's see. Yeah, so you could see that we could factor the denominator x squared minus 9 as a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. Right, this is the form that we learned, factoring x squared minus 9. And so in this case, our a is equal to x, and our b is equal to 3. So using this format here, we can go ahead and say equals x plus 3 times x minus 3. Right? So we can factor that denominator as x plus 3 and x minus 3. But if we go ahead and look at the numerator, we don't have a factor of x plus 3 up here. Right? So there's nothing that we can do. Right? This is just the simplified form. So we'll say 4x plus 1 over x squared minus 9, and we are done. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this one, see if we can simplify him down. So we have a minus sign, though. That's something to watch out for. All right, with plus sign, it's easy. We just go ahead and add them all together. But with minus, the minus distributes, right, to each term in the second quotient. Okay, so it's x plus 2. And then the minus distributes to the 3x, so it's minus 3x. And then the minus distributes out to the minus plus 2, so it's minus 2, right, over x squared plus 5. So let's combine our like terms, and we'll get negative 2x over x squared plus 5. And you can see here that we don't have any common factors in the numerator and denominator, so we just leave it as that. Negative 2x over x squared plus 5.